Alright, welcome back to the wonderful world of Baldur's Gate. Actually, I guess the world would be fairer, but welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. You can see we are at the entrance to Act 3. Technically, we're at the entrance to the Underdark. It's right behind us, right there. But we are heading into Act 3. No looking back. We are going to charge in. Now, there will be a very real possibility that at some point, whenever we take our first rest, we will have to pause while the rest plays out, we'll just say. And that's going to be due to the adult subject matter that will occur. But that's perfectly fine. Alright, we're going to drag all these up to here. Ooh, I meant to select a bunch more than that. Little housekeeping, gonna at least put my scrolls away. We'll worry about the rest later. Alright, got at least a chunk of them away. Alright, so we're off into the Underdark now, or into the Act 3. You can see this is a very dark area. It's one of the things we talked about. It's why I have light cast. It's why Karlak has light. And then, of course, we have Miss Shadowheart with the Blood of Lathander having light on it. And you can see all the dark and spooky. We have come in through the Underdark entrance. There's actually two entrances you can use to here. The other one is from the trail by the Githyanki Crush.
I can feel the shadow's power here,
Oh.
but they don't seem to be harming me. The shadow curse. It doesn't seem to affect me like it does others. Not as badly, at least. Do you know what this means? I must be blessed. Lady Shah is protecting me where others are left to face her wrath. She loves me. She must do. Lady Shah wouldn't bless me like this for no reason. There must be something she wants of me. Those signs we found about Dark Justiciars, perhaps they were no coincidence. In either case, I need to watch for any place dedicated to Lady Shah. A temple, perhaps.
Okay. So, that's where we kind of solidify she is safe from the darkness. Now, we're going to come up on a group here in just a second and a little combat against some shadows. So, let's go and just move into it. You see right here, some harpers.
Stay together. Keep to the light. Stop! Who's there? So you can fry us alive? I don't think so. Come into the light. Hands high. Jonas, move in.
Notice Jonas doesn't have a torch, so he doesn't have a light. And he's creeping a little too close to the dark. And that's pretty much the end of Jonas.
Jonas! I'm here! Where are you? Jonas? Can you see our torches? I can't see anything. Something's wrong. Follow my voice. Come back to the light. Who's there? Meg? Is that?
Jonas?
that's not Jonas anymore, is it? I mean, just look at it.
Jonas. Don't let it get hold of you. Harpers, now!
And here we go, combat. You can see it's a pretty large combat. We have some Harpers involved. We have a whole lot of shadows. And of course, Harper Jonas. Luckily, we're a nice big group. So what we're gonna do, Shadowheart, of course, going very late. We want to keep Astarion near either me or Karlak. That's one of the key things. So we're gonna actually have him move first. He's gonna move into right here. And keep it safe. I am aware there's one up here. We're gonna have Shadowheart deal with that one eventually if it doesn't come down. He's still gonna get to go first and do a lot of damage first. So we have a shadow. Where's Harper Jonas at? He's pretty far away. I'll probably have to move up and help deal with him. So instead, we're gonna actually go ahead. We've actually frightened a shadow and blinded a shadow. Interestingly, we're gonna hunter's mark this one, and we're gonna see if we can just kill that one. Hopefully. Nope, but we've actually frightened that one too. And then we're gonna go pull out our sword.
This is my happy place.
Now, Karlak's gonna come in. She's gonna actually attack this one. She's moving towards Jonas ultimately.
Got it.
Yeah, we're gonna have her move in this direction to go and engage Mr. Jonas eventually. And then I am gonna move up. I can't see that one now that was injured earlier. I am gonna go and hex. I'm gonna put a hex on this guy. Then I'm going to actually I'm gonna go ahead and use this. We're gonna put 1 on this guy, 2 on him. Oh, it looks like we're already critically hitting that one. Did a lot of damage. Not as much to that one. Definitely killed that one though. And now this one can be seen. I wish I'd been able to hop one over to him. Ooh, Jonas with a very big hit. Now this guy has now moved into the Shadow's Curse, but he moved back into the light, which is good. Ooh, and a big hit on Miss Shadowheart. Miss on Karlak. Big hit on one of our Harpers. Okay, so she's gonna actually attack this one behind her. And we're gonna go ahead and just smite it. Oh my god. For, what was that, 63, 65 damage, something like that. Absolutely ridiculous hit. And then I'm actually gonna have her come over and use one of her extra attacks. And take out that one too. Actually want to see that damage, that was crazy. 13 bludgeoning and 52 radiant off of just a divine smite because it crit. And it's vulnerable to it. That's crazy. 6d8, 26 times 2, 52. Yeah, these things are vulnerable to radiant damage. That's important to note. Make Shadowheart just nasty, nasty on them. Alright, good damage all around. Alright, so we basically have this one right here. That's on Karlak. And then we have Jonas, who's actually going to be our target.
Let's go.
I'm hoping can get that on Jonas. I don't have the crit on him, so instead We're gonna arrow fire him. Did some damage, didn't kill him.
Bye forever, pal.
We killed that one. We're gonna go ahead and move Karlak over here and kind of get in the way, I'll be honest. Let's see if we can, you know what, I'll go with the attack of opportunity. I'm actually okay with that. Ooh, I regret everything. It's fine.
Still breathing, despite everything.
And I'm gonna come up. Now I could attack this one, which is a worrisome one. It's kind of tough to decide, actually. Says I still got that. Is that on that one? Oh, that's on that one. Okay. I really don't want Jonas to kill this Harper. But I am going to just do the smart thing. I'm going to go one on him, one on the Jonas. Oh. Can't hit Jonas from where I'm at. Okay. Interesting. In that case, I'm going to do this. Magic missile. And we did a decent amount to Jonas, and we went ahead and killed that Shadows still. And then I can actually go and just put a hex on him while we're at it. Big miss. Karlak gets a swing. I really got to turn off the autos
Now we
on
got
that.
to move. I know a safe place. Give me your map. Keep your torch high. If you step into the shadows, you'll be felled in a heartbeat. That's right. Protected by magic. Only spot in the region that's not been swallowed up by this damn curse. Light will save you here on the outskirts, but a few paces deeper you're screwed. If you want to catch your breath, the inn's the only place to do it. Hope to see you there. Harpers, move out!
So we're gonna head to the inn. You can see there's not really a lot to loot other than Jonas. Ooh, and this sack here.
What's in here?
We are going to go ahead and heal.
Better than nothing.
Now there is a fight coming up if we touch this guy, which we're going to, because you know I love XP.
Jonas should be here with us.
Let's hope a dead bird is the creepiest thing around here.
So yep, we're gonna set this off. We are surprised. You can see all the ravens. Interestingly, Karlak's actually not surprised. Because she can actually do some devastating damage early.
Aye, aye.
So she did manage to take out 3 of them, and then she's going to actually come back to the group. Because when they come in, I want them to all be blinded from the light from Shadowheart. Makes it much harder for them to hit us. He actually saved, interestingly, that bird. But they're all blind. Okay, so now it's around to the group, so I can actually come around. I've still got Bender Wave. So I think that's the most I can hit right there. See, I took out a good chunk of them. Well, the Starian can come in and... You see, they only have 1 hit point. So I probably shouldn't have wasted the rage, but it's actually pretty worthwhile in my opinion. There we go. And ultimately, really good XP for very little work. I don't believe they have anything, so I'm not going to bother looting. And you can see
This
the
place is
obviously
protected.
cut off
Must
of the
be the
line.
refuge the Harpers spoke of.
And then we're going to go meet the Harpers.
Must be keeping it fresh.
And for those who are big fans of the original Baldur's Gate
You there.
games,
Step forward and keep your hands off your weapons.
Easy. He's with me.
Come. Jahira,
we get to see Jahira! Big reveal, of course. Her being one of the main characters, or main companions from the Baldur's Gate series. In the original Baldur's Gate, she's actually a fighter druid, and here she's just a druid.
I assure you it is. Kindness is too often a decoy. This is why we're here, you see. It is a curious creature that hides all manner of secrets. But if there's one thing that we know, it's that it knows its own kind. You should never have come here, true soul.
Sorry if there was an odd little pause there. I had to bring my dogs in. They had decided to be howling. So I've got a few choices here, but I'm actually going to just go with the I am not a true soul.
What are you doing?
Oh,
He's
look,
the
it's
one who
Maul.
saved us.
He's the one who protected the Emerald Grove.
Yup. Didn't leave a goblin standing. Not so bad to hang around with either. Saved two of my friends. One from a harpy and one from a mad druid with a snake. Didn't make a fuss about thieving either. I pretty much trust him with my life.
A true soul with a mind of his own? How is that possible?
Let's see. We can go ahead and tell her the truth if we wanted.
What in the hells is that thing? Congratulations. You've earned yourself the benefit of the doubt. Hear me, Harpers. All clear. At ease. I'll not pretend to understand what that artifact is. But I'm old and wise enough to recognize a sliver of hope when it crawls out of the dark. Tell me, why have you come here? Then you've found an ally in me. For that is precisely why I am here. There's food in the inn over there. Beds too if you require rest. Aloe oil in the cupboard, in case the vines gave you a rash. Settle in. Then come join me for a drink. You may just be the godsend we've been praying for.
Okay, so this is Jahira.
Yeah, right?
Karlach's gonna be very
I
excited.
have a lot on my mind.
Oh my god, soldier. That's Jahira. The Jahira. personally. I mean, I wish. She's an absolute legend. Years ago, over a century, Jaheira was part of a group that saved Baldur's Gate from Saravok, a Baalsport trying to plunge the city into war. My mum used to tell us stories about them. The legends who protected the city from evil. She said Jaheira was a powerful druid. Adamant. Tough. I've told myself those stories 1,000 times since. I never thought I'd meet Jaheira. She's a hero, and I was always some outer city kid. Can't believe she wants to talk to us about working together. What a day!
She's so excited. We're actually going to take a real quick detour to camp too. One of the people we're going to run into here in this little Harper area is Damon. And I want to make sure we have all of our Infernal Iron. So we're going to sort by type there. We're also going to go and pick up our gold real quick. We will actually drop a lot of it back off. We don't want to be carrying a lot of gold for something that we're going to run into later. But for right now, we do want to make sure we have it. In case there's something we want to buy. Okay, so we're going to leave camp, come right back to where we were. And then see how many of the Infernal Irons we have. 1, 2, 3. Perfect. We'll be able to get her repaired and get 2 of the armor pieces he can make with them.
I wish we had a bloody army.
So there's a lot of people to talk to. One of the first is we're going to talk to the quartermaster. The reason why, she's going to have some things to sell.
I only hope I've brought enough to see us through.
Now I can try to see if we can get anything for free. You know what? We're going to. Why not? They kind of threatened me for no reason. We already have a +10 bonus. There's no reason to do guidance. Looks like we did get the roll.
Cheeky. But, since you're asking.
And it looks like we got a little supply pack. Nothing wrong with that.
If you're alright by Jaheira, you're alright by me.
Alright, so let's see her wares. Okay. So first off, we can sell some things to her. We have some just junk we've picked up. Not a lot, but a little bit. Also these cups of oil, I don't know how they snuck up there. That should be fine. We don't really need animal speaking. We have it. Okay, so if we sell her that, now let's look at what she's got. She has a ton of scrolls, but we're kind of overloaded with scrolls right now. Anyway, she does have some gear. Specifically, we want to make sure we pick up this cloak. +1 armor class, +1 saving throw. There's not a lot of cloaks in the game. There's also the Wanty scale. We're going to check something before we buy it, but it is actually pretty nice for anyone who can wear medium armor but has a high dex. So the person I'm thinking about is actually a Starian with it. Because he's a ranger, he can wear medium armor. And that would really boost his dex up. And he gets a +1 to initiative. And it doesn't give him a disadvantage on that. So, we might go for that. There's also a really strong shield that we could get for Shadowheart. It's going to give her an extra level 1 spell slot, which is great, you know. Gives her the ability to get that extra smite in. Interesting. Heal yourself and increase your hit point. So it's really just on her. It's not a bad item, but we don't really need it. Mighty Cloth, gain bold strength, and increase your strength score by 2 to 20. It's not bad. It's obviously something that's meant for barbarians. In this case, we're not going to be grabbing it since we have her wearing armor. They also have some decent things for if you're going monk, things like that. This incandescent staff isn't bad. It gives you fireball. We're not going to go for it. We're fine on stuff like that. I think the main thing we want to do is definitely go for the shield. So you can see, fairly expensive, but we're fine. We have plenty of gold. I have 11,000 gold right now. So we're going to do that. And actually, does she have any healing pots? Always grab the healing if you can. You finish the game with 4,000 healing pots, it's fine. Oil vein, push from flying. Push from flying might not be a terrible idea, but we're going to leave it for now. Okay, so we did that.
Take care now.
So let's see what we got. So first off, character sheet. I wanted to see something. So we do have Karlach has an 18 dex right now. Now that's coming from these gloves. So the Wanty armor might be worthwhile for her. She would take critical hits again because she's going to lose the ability to not take crits. But it might be worthwhile. The other person is we could put it on a Starion, which would massively increase his XP. Or his armor class. Because right now he's only got the 12. You can see Astarion's rocking an 18 dex. Might very well be worthwhile to do for him. But before we do that, we are going to go talk to a couple other people. But let's stick this on her. You can see she'll have an extra level 1 spell slot now. And the cloak, which is here. +1 AC, +1 saving throw. We're actually going to put that on Karlach. I'd like to get her AC up a little bit. She is in melee. She has the potential to take damage. We're going to be at 19 there. So now we have 19, 19, 21, 17. Pretty good ACs if you ask me. Alright, so let's now go. And she's going to stay there. We can always come back and talk to her. Lots of people to talk to around here. So let's go say hi to Damon. He can fix her heart the rest of the way.
Ox made it through the shadows.
Then we're gonna go talk to the Ox.
I thought you'd be in the city by now. We were ambushed by cultists. Half of us were captured, the other half ran here.
Off the anvil into the forge. We'll find them. Hopefully.
Before you run off into the belly of the beast, there's something I need to tell you. Well, two things. Good news and bad news.
The good news, obviously.
I only need one more piece of infernal iron to craft an insulating chamber that can make it possible for Karlach to
touch people.
Exactly.
Oh my god. It's really happening. It's been so long. We've got the iron. Let's do this thing.
Hang on. I think you'll want to hear the bad news too.
Yeah, sure. But first, fix me. Please.
Well, all right. This shouldn't take long. Same as last time. You'll need to install it yourself. This should do the trick.
There. So did it work?
Only one way to find out.
Aww. Karlach's been waiting forever for that.
You're all right. No burns. Can we go to bed now?
Hold on, Karlak. There's something I need to tell you. That engine of yours, it's contained for the moment, but it's just too hot to exist here in the material plane indefinitely. I know you know that, but the thing is, there's a cure. I wasn't making any headway with the mechanics, none at all. The environment here is just too cold to sustain metals like the ones inside you. You have to return to Avernus. For good. Or this thing is going to burn you up from the inside out. And sooner than you think.
The minute I set foot back in Avernus, Zarya will force me back into service. I'm not doing her bidding again. I'd rather die.
I get that, but don't rule it out. The world just might be better with you in it. Even in Avernus. I won't stop trying to figure out a cure, but at this point, I think we all have to face the inevitable.
You read my mind. Thanks, Damon. Really, you've given me more than I could ever repay.
It's been my pleasure. Good luck, both of you. Look after yourself, all right?
She's obviously very excited.
This is the best day. The best day. Me too. Whenever you want to turn in, I'd love to take this whole touch thing for a test drive. I know we have important things to do, but we deserve a little sweetness too. Oh man, I can't wait.
Okay, and we will get a resting eventually, and of course y'all won't get to watch. What I'm probably going to do is try to time it. There will be a lot of talking early.
It's you. What are the odds?
This is an odd
So glad you're all
choice
right.
of...
Well, as all right as any of us. A makeshift Harper's Fire might not be where I hope to set up shop. But maybe I've got something you can use anyway. And if you find any interesting materials in need of working, I'm happy to help. I hesitated to mention this back in the Druid's Grove, for obvious reasons, but no one has earned my trust if not you.
When Elturel was dragged into Avernus, I was drafted into a devil's smithy. It should have been awful.
But infernal metal is like a wild horse. Powerful, exuberant. It'll kill you if you lack technique. I can sense something. Smell it almost. Somewhere in the area. Underground, maybe. Out there in the shadows. If you find it, bring it to me. I'll make something incredible.
Absolutely. Rare to get your hands on this stuff. Well done keeping it to hand.
There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
Alright. Oh, no. That's all we're trying to do.
Need anything? It's perfect. Really. Just a moment. I'll be able to work this one quickly.
So, this flawed Helldusk gear is some really good early game gear. I think there's a total of 3 pieces. So we will need to gather up another Infar, and I think I only had 2 extra. But I
There you
believe
are.
there's at least one
And be careful who you show that to. It might
scattered
draw
about.
the wrong kind of attention. Need anything?
Oh, I guess I did have 3.
Well, well, well. I knew I smelled something, and I know just what to do with it. One moment.
Apparently the ladies love Damon too. He's a very big fan, favorite character. A lot of people believe the phrase is "stan" after him.
There you are. And be careful who you show that to. It might draw the wrong kind of attention.
Alright, so we did get all 3 flawed Helldust pieces, so we can see them. They are medium armor, or I'm sorry, heavy armors. The gloves especially, your weapon attacks deal an extra 1d4 fire damage. Your unarmed attacks deal an extra 1d4 necrotic, and possibly inflict bleeding. So we are going to finally switch out. Well, 18 attack +1. They're really not doing a lot for him if we don't do the 1T armor on her. Let's see. So the flawed Helldust armor, we are probably going to hold, and we're going to give that to Lae'zel. So we're just going to set that over there. The helm, +2 saving throw bonus against spells. So since she's not smiting that often, the helmet of smiting is not. I mean, I should say she's not using the specialized smites that often. So we're going to actually give that to Shadowheart there. Let's see how it looks too. Is that what we want to show? Ooh, it's not a bad looking helm, but we're still going to hide it. And then the flawed Helldust gloves. Actually thinking right now we're going to go. Since I'm thinking the Wanty is going to go on him. If we grab it, because I believe he can wear medium armor. Where is it? Yeah, he can wear medium armor. He can also wear shields, interestingly. I need to get him one. Actually, I've got a spare shield. I might as well put it on him right now. This is not going to hurt him to wield it. That's actually a big boost to him. Okay, I think we're going to actually put these on Karlach. Get the extra damage there. Loves the dexterity we'll hold on to. We'll give it to like someone else. So right now my dexterity is an 18 as well. So gloves of dexterity won't do a lot for me. Okay, so I think that's the plan. So we might go grab the 1T armor if we don't see something better. But let's talk to David for just another minute. See what else he has. Scale mail +2, not great. Padded armor +2, chainmail +2, chain shirt +2. Sword of life stealing on a critical hit. This target takes an extra 10 necrotic damage as long as you isn't constructor dead. You gain 10. So it is a short sword, so that would be in a melee hit. Not necessarily great for me. That's not terrible. We lose the 1d4 psychic, which is a bit of a bummer. And it's kind of crit fishing for him. It does get the +2 to attack though, so he is much more likely to hit with it. I think we're going to hold off on that and we're going to kind of consider and think if we want it. Thermodynamo axe. Interesting, but not something we're going to pick up. Yeah, nothing there that's just a must-have. That's actually interesting. Oh, but it has to be like 2 an Eldritch Knight. So, interesting. Maybe like a will. Could make a warlock pack weapon or something like that. Not this run, but possibly a future run. Just resistances and haste. Not really. I mean, it is a +2 weapon versus a +1. But we're going to stick with what we got. Okay, so Damon, your stuff's great, but not really for the party we're running. We do want to talk to our unusual ox. Our strange ox. Unfortunately, there's going to be a lot of conversations this run. I forgot that Carlax only can talk to animals. So we're going to have her get in there and do it.
Still incapable. Not for you to know.
Ooh, look at that, we made it.
Well, come close. Your mind to mine.
A little disturbing. This is why this video is not for kids.
Are you satisfied? Keep quiet, and you won't have to find out. Good little hero.
So, yeah, this thing is a very messed up creature.
No one stopped me yet.
If you were to attack him, he basically turns into like a blob. But there's a point to having him around. So we're gonna go and talk to a couple more people on the outside here real quick, or specifically one. And then we're gonna go in and start talking to people inside. But first we gotta go this way. Wait, did I pass where she was? I don't think so. Maybe I did. Yeah, I did. She's this way. I want to go talk to Bex.
I can't.
Bex's husband is lost. So she's very upset.
The discussion.
Please, I just want to be alone. Gone? Cultists. It was so dark. I didn't realize until the children started screaming. They rounded us up. Cut us up. Said they were taking whoever could still walk to Moonrise Towers. I managed to get away. But my love, Dennis. Martin Dor, Roshan. I've always been good at running. Unlike Dennis, I didn't realize one day our lives would depend on it. I just wish I could have said goodbye. Do you really think so? By the gods, I hope you're right. I wish I hadn't let go of him. It's hard to imagine him making it after everything that happened. But if you find him, it would mean the world to me.
So, the neat thing is there is a lot of like little dramatic stories tied with the tieflings. There's lots of little quests and things like that. And Dennis and Bex is just one of the stories. They're a married couple just trying to make it to Baldur's Gate. We're coming to the cellar because if I remember correctly, there's like something we want to dig up here. I honestly don't remember exactly. There's a lot of like wine and stuff down here. I'm not even looting it at this point. We're so overblown on supplies. promise I'm gonna try and push to where we get into at least one more fight before we leave. If you get caught stealing anything, you end up down here. But we're not gonna steal anything. They're good people.
Open up.
We're gonna check to see if there's anything in that chest. There is. Look at that. Speaking of which, I've noticed in the last combat, I need to give some more of these various arrows to Astarion. And I also need to get more of the toxins back over to him. I'm starting to carry a lot of those around. We'll sort type and we can go through and combine some of this stuff for him. I like to keep him loaded up with the special arrows. There's some really good ones out there too that we'll pick up eventually. Alright, so we're gonna go back up. There's a number of other conversations that we're gonna have. I'm gonna try to push to where we can get through kind of a final combat that's gonna happen in this zone, and then we'll rest before we head out. But I'll probably end the recording before we rest, just because it's gonna lead into the much more adult scene, most likely. Okay, so first off, we have Mattis.
Welcome to our humble... Wait, are you Karlak? A lot of us were in Avernus. We saw you fighting. You were so good.
Well,
Apparently I'm still Karlak.
Yeah. I guess I was. I mean, you should avoid fighting for devils if you can. But if you can't, it helps to have a good right hook.
I saw you lay out a Moor demon in 2 hits. Bam! Bam! We were all like, whoa! How'd you learn to fight like that?
Had to. Life didn't pull any punches. It was up to me to learn to take a hit and deal one back.
I've been tossed around a lot too. I want to learn how to fight back too.
From the look of things, you've got your wits about you. A clever mind and a bit of style will take you a long way. Fight with those, and you may find you never need to use your fists at all.
In that case, want to buy a lucky ring I found?
Ah! Nice try, Shorty. Keep it up, though, and you'll be scamming with the greats in no time. It is, isn't it? Hope he makes it out of this mess with his wits in one piece. I'd like to see him set up in a proper home in the city. Every kid deserves that.
Don't be shy.
Okay,
Check it out. We've gone legitimate, and Mole put me in charge. What do you need? I'm not supposed to mention it to anyone, but I do have something pretty special in stock. A key. What does it look like? What does it open? What treasures await behind its lock? That's for one lucky buyer to find out. Mole gave it to me, and said I shouldn't let it go to just any old Jackaday.
We're gonna go to try and talk her out of, or talk him out of the key.
I mean, maybe. But she put me in charge of the shop. I thought... Never mind. Here. You can have it then. Premium trinkets and doodads.
Yes, I just talked her out of it.
Wonderful. We need to talk.
Now, Jahir wants to have a whole conversation. We still got Maul, who's over there talking to Raphael, who we don't want that to happen. So we're going to try and talk him out of that. That's probably not going to happen. You see Wolverine, or sorry, Barkus the Roots here. So we're going to start knocking some conversations out.
How are things? How are things? Well, I've been through worse. I'll soon be off to Moonrise Towers to look for my friend, Wolverine. I understand you might be headed in that direction as well. Oh, joy. More cultists. I'm sure I'll have no problem locating Wulbrin and skipping out of there, hand in hand. Wulbrin's a parochial sort. The mere sight of you would knock him out cold. Then again, my track record is, well, discouraging. That's very decent of you. Very decent of you indeed. But I won't stand idle. I've spotted an alchemist's scales, and had already been cooking up a little something that might help against those cultists. I'll get to work on the brilliant retort. You get to work at the towers. Deal? A new type of smoke powder. All the bang and boom of the original, but with an extra surprise. Guaranteed to end any and all arguments or protestations. Very good. Very good. Very good indeed. Now, you, off to your heroism, as it were. Some of us are counting on you.
Okay. That was the conversation with Barkus. We're gonna go and have our conversation with Mole.
Look, you're welcome and all, but I got to chat with bigger fish. Later.
Oh, she cut me off, so let's interrupt and talk to Raphael.
It's good to see you again. I'd ask if you've made any progress with your little problem, but the telltale twitching of your eye is answer enough. My dear, nothing is coincidence. Mortals trifle themselves with free will, as if their betters have not molded every potential path ahead. No offense meant, of course. I'm sure everyone in Last Light thinks they could have changed things. They're not the only ones ripe for temptation, you know. My last contract here fed me for decades. Family troubles. Not my family, of course. I never surrender knowledge for free, but one good turn deserves another, does it not? To repay you for the souls sent my way, I offer a taste of the truth. Ketheric Thorm, proud father, man of faith, utter fool. On the night the Harpers sealed him away, someone murdered his entire army in cold blood. Now who would possibly benefit from such a massacre? If you want to know more, I could work the exchange of such precious knowledge into the terms of your future deal. But the time for quibbling over clauses and contracts hasn't quite arrived. You'll be limping back to me soon enough. Not with you, at least. Although I sense there's something your friend wants to ask me.
I do. I have a proposal for you.
A proposal? If you're hoping to taste my blood, little vampling, think again. It burns hotter than wyvern whiskey.
This is serious business, devil. My well, a long time ago, someone carved some runes into my back. I'd rather like to know what they say.
Oh, such impatience. It's something very important to your master. But is it a love letter, a warning, or a deed of ownership? I could give you all the gory details. But of course, you'll have to do something for me first. Let me think about it and get back to you.
You'll get back to me? This is important, devil. When?
Don't worry, I'm motivated to help you. Scars often tell such wonderful stories. I think yours might be truly exquisite. I'll see you soon.
Interesting. I think it's because we had a star in our party that went down differently than I've seen before. Normally it's a conversation between Maul and him, or Raphael, that we're interrupting. We're going to talk to
You're
Alpira.
all right. Thank goodness. I was worried they'd got you too. I keep replaying it. Over and over in my head. They lined us up like dogs. Asherak was with the kids, telling them it was going to be all right. Maybe that's why they picked him. Told him to kneel. They took his eyes first. Then his tongue. Roland, of all people, saved us. He said he stayed in the grove because of you. And I'm damn glad of it. Without him, well, none of us would be here. Yes. He shielded me and the kids, while his brother and sister rushed the cultists. Cal and Leah were dragged away, along with the others. Roland isn't taking it so well. None of us are, to be honest. How do you do it? How do you keep going? You make it sound so easy. But I'll try. You've done so much for us already. But I have to ask. The others might still be out there. If they're not dead, they're in Moonrise. And gods have mercy on anyone in that hell's pit. Thank you. If anyone can manage it, you can. Just be careful out there, all right? I can't handle anyone else dying.
Yeah, one of our missions is to save the tieflings. We are going to go talk to Roland here, who is not taking it so well.
There's another bottle of Arabellan Dry back there. Put it on the bar, then piss off and leave me alone.
Jaheira said we should serve drinks, but that we shouldn't serve drunks.
Jaheira didn't save your ragged little tail from the cultists. I did. Cute. Maybe she'll write a ballad about me.
Yeah, Roland is kind of a bit of a dick.
She can leave
when
out
he's
the
drunk.
part where my brother and sister were dragged away screaming while I was saving the orphans. If you hadn't filled their heads with all that self-righteous heroic crap at the Grove, none of this would have happened. They're my responsibility. You go save the world. Or your own arse. Or whatever it is you do. I'll fix this.
Yeah. Roland, like I said, not taking it super well. Everything that went down. We do have a couple more things we need to do. We'll need to talk to Jaheira. Then I do want to have one more conversation here first.
Any help from Jaheira? She wants the same thing you did. To save the city.
But she doesn't care if... He still won't speak. Just keeps going with the bloody song.
Nothing of use on his person.
His original writ of duty. Signed by Eltan himself. Fella must be one of the very first Flaming Fist.
He must know something. Let's not give up on him yet.
This is the one we saved from the burning
The
building.
cultists have taken Duke Ravengard to Moonrise Towers. I don't suppose you found a way in. I trust you will do everything you can to free the Duke. But in case you don't find a way, I'll be heading to Baldur's Gate to seek reinforcements. The Council sent a carrier pigeon with news that the city has been dealing with absolutist attacks. The Steel Watch is holding strong. I'll request that Lord Gortash send some of them to aid in the fight against Moonrise. The curse won't harm them.
Holy shit. That's my old boss. The guy who sold me to Zariel.
Lord Gortash is the man responsible for the creation of the Steel Watch. It's no wonder he earned the title. The Steel Watch are the future of warfare. Gondian automatons that can be sent into battle without risking any lives, except those of our enemies. Lord Gortash had only completed work on the prototypes before Ravengard and I left for Elturel, but even they were formidable. With the Steel Watch at our backs, we can storm the tower whatever Ketheric throws at us, I'm sure of it. I'll do my best, but there's every chance I'll fall to the curse or the cult before I reach the city. Don't count on me and assume no aid is coming. Work with Jaheira. That Harper's mind is as sharp as her blade. Follow her guidance. Farewell. We'll meet again, God's willing.
Flame color. That's your name, isn't it? Art color? I'm Fistular.
Nathaniel and me climbing up a tree.
We need you, sir. One of our own's been taken, a Grand Duke. You might know something that could help us bring him back. We found him out in the shadows, just wandering. Nothing survives out there for long. Don't know how he made it, or where he came from.
This is no physical ailment. It is a spiritual malaise. The man's mind has been gripped by the Shadowfell, yet it has not broken.
No idea, I'm afraid. Whoever it is must be someone important to him. He's been saying the same thing over and over, ever since we found him.
So this guy is actually tied to Halsin's questline. It's also how you recruit Halsin permanently.
If you know how to get through to him, don't hesitate.
We'll start with a little medicine. See what we can do with that. It's a good roll.
The patient is physically well, but psychologically detached, dissociated from himself.
He's been in the Shadowfell. All memories will have been stripped away. We need to remind him who he is. Some personal effects, maybe?
This was in his pocket. He doesn't seem to have any reaction to it now, but he held on to it for 100 years anyway.
This isn't my easiest roll, but we're gonna try. Kind of failed. I don't think we have any inspirations.
Nothing catches your eye.
If he does, he isn't sane.
Some parchment there.
So we do have that letter, so let's go and read that real quick. So there we go. So we know he's at the House of Healing, so that'll be our next move for him. And we'll talk to Halsin about him as well.
Best bargains right here.
But let's go and talk to Jaheira. Then we can go upstairs, trigger that part.
Have a drink.
Give everybody a little combat to end it.
Gods. To your very good health.
And we'll sniff the wine first.
You perceive a faint hint of cloth grass, a herb that is said to elicit the truth. Jaheira smiles at you knowingly.
It doesn't spoil the taste, if that's what you're wondering. Bottoms up.
I'm gonna allow her to know
Well,
the
over
truth.
a century old, and yet it hasn't lost a hint of flavor. Still not quite so sure about you, though. People tend to lose more than just flavor when illithids get their hands on them. I speak from experience. There's an air about you. Something alien. Answer me true and do not lie. The parasite is changing you, isn't it?
We're gonna go ahead and try to lie to her.
Good. I will take your word for it. And hold you to it, too. I have every reason to be cautious. I've traced people like you. People with parasites in their brains. All the way here from Baldur's Gate. The cult of the Absolute is spreading through the city. Quietly, quickly, and with unsettling deliberation. We tracked them to this ancient village, only to be faced with a man we killed and buried over a century ago. Believe me, he was well and truly dead. I locked his corpse in the Thorn Mausoleum myself. He was a Sharan once. Took to building an army of dark justiciars beneath this very village. Alongside the local druids, we made it our business to see him deposed, dead and buried. But he's returned. Not only does General Ketherick Thorn live again, it seems he is no longer mortal. He has become, in fact, invincible. We met him on the road here, commanding an army of the Absolute, intent on destroying Baldur's Gate. I put an arrow through his eye myself, only to watch him pluck it out like a splinter. He healed right in front of me and chased us into the shadows. Things looked hopeless, but experience has taught me that no matter how bleak things look, there's always hope. You are that hope. And the wit to know when it will not avail you, I think. We must try another way. Protected by your artifact, you can infiltrate his forces at Moonrise Towers, posing as a true soul. Find out what it is that makes him invincible, so we can strip him of his advantage. Once Ketherick is without his shield, the sword, together we assault his tower and put a final end to this blight. Without a cure for your infection, your days are numbered too. Yet you selflessly offer to spend them fighting alongside us. I like you. I promise I will do everything I can to make sure you survive this. Any cure starts with understanding the disease. Whatever magic Ketherick's using to control these tadpoles, it must be at Moonrise. Until then, we keep drinking wine when we meet. You're not our only secret weapon. Isobel, a faithful cleric of Selûne, and a light in the darkness. She cast the moon shield around the inn. It's the only reason we're still alive. She's upstairs in her chambers. Tell her I sent you, and she'll see you through the shadows safely.
Carly's gonna gush a little bit.
Gortash is a lord now.
Oh, no, she's upset.
I'd like to clap eyes on this steel watch of his. You already know the story. I was Gortash's bodyguard, loyal as they come, when he made the deal with Zariel. She got a test subject for her infernal engine. I never found out what he got. This is the kind of man who gets a title. Authority. Makes me sick. No. But they always seem to get it, don't they?
Okay, so now we are going up to meet Isobel. This is actually going to trigger a fight in the end. But that's fine. You don't technically have to ever trigger this fight, but you can. And ultimately, it's a little nerve-wracking because if they capture Isabel, bad things happen. Anyone who watches Wolfheart on his streamed playthrough, the bad things happened. She was killed in the first round, or captured in the first round, and all the protection for the end disappeared.
I didn't realize I had an audience. The true soul who's going to save us all. I'm Isabel. Pleased to meet you. Myself and Our Lady are doing what we can to hold the line. I hear you and your tadpole will be our offense. Free from the Absolute's influence, yet able to walk among cultists. It's almost too good to be true. But I'd be a poor cleric indeed not to avail of a blessing when I see one. Let me guess. Jaheira sent you to beg a protection spell off her favorite cleric. Perfect. It'll make you immune to the lesser effects of the Shadow Curse, which will get you closer to the towers. But there are places it won't help. Places where the curse is darker, stronger. The cultists are able to traverse even the deepest shadows, though. I don't know how. The Harpers are trying to figure it out.
Selûnite magic. Dark Lady, forgive me.
Good nose. Like a nasty little terrier.
So Selûne, or Selûne, and Shar are like kind of two sides to a coin. They're kind of opposites. They don't get along. One is darkness, one is the moon and the light, essentially, in the darkness. So you can see Shadowheart's not too happy.
Ketheric is a frightening man. But you have something
Just
he
literally
doesn't.
pouting.
Allies worth having. While you're busy in the towers, I'll be sure to... Wait. Do you hear that? Something's wrong.
Hello, Isabel.
Marcus, is that you? What's happened to you?
I've been blessed. You can be too. Come with me, and you can hear all about it from Ketheric himself. True soul, my instructions are clear. Take the girl to Ketheric alive.
It's worth a try.
A haunting face swims into your mind's eye, its instructions vivid in your mind. Nothing is more important than bringing the girl alive.
What's going on? If you have something to say, say it.
Pathetic. The Absolute sees all. Your treachery will be punished.
The Absolute. Of course. You can't believe them, Marcus. Ketheric will never give you whatever it is you've been promised.
He already has. Time to go, Isabel.
Very fun set piece, very cool combat. Essentially, apparently failed a Constitution saving throw at some point. You see, they already grabbed Maul.
Moon Maiden, guide my hand.
It's going to be a fight throughout the end. Now, Starion gets to go first, which is pretty big, because hopefully we can get a nice little frighten off here. Or just like a lot of good damage. He is immune to frighten, which is kind of a bummer, but that's fine. He does get to go next, which is not so great. We'll hit him with the old Hellish Rebuke. Teach him to do damage. Alright, she didn't get knocked unconscious, which is huge. We are gonna rage. Mainly we want to make sure Isabel does not get taken. And preferably that Jaheira doesn't die and Damon doesn't die if Damon ever gets involved. Yeah, we're gonna throw a bleed on him too. Alright, lots of damage on Marcus already. And we are gonna have to throw a heal on Isabel. Shadowheart's gonna do that for us. I'm kind of in an interesting spot. He's blind. He's actually outside of melee with me, so I can step back. I'm gonna put my hex on this guy. I'm gonna apparently hit the wrong button and do that. That's fine. So I kind of wasted my turn, but you know what? I'm actually, since we are gonna rest after this, I'm gonna go and do a quicken spell. And I'm gonna quicken a Scorching Ray. Oh, I used my bonus action. Oh, what a bummer. Okay. So I'll end my turn. Alright, a little bit of a waste. Not the end of the world though. First thing I'm gonna do is actually step around Marcus. I'm going to use my healing radiance. We're gonna get a little bit of a heal going on Isabel. And then we are gonna actually just outright smite Marcus here. Guided strike, boom, absolutely huge. And I've got heroism on myself now. And we can loot him. She's now paralyzed, which is not the best.
You'll make excellent fertilizer.
We are gonna have another heal go off. That is gonna have to help heal her. Isabel's taking a lot of damage. Don't love it. Okay, so now it's back around to us. Those are both outside, so we will all get to go before any of the close ones go. That's huge. Okay. So we're gonna go and drop this on that one. We're gonna get that one killed.
Sounds like fun.
Nice. That's a big one. We're gonna step around. Karlach's gonna come in. There's obviously, it's like 1, 2.
Knees high.
We're gonna try to get her in position. Be able to swing on both these guys. So now we can see both of these guys are now maimed. They can't move. Alfira is paralyzed too. Hopefully we don't lose Alfira in all this. Oh, we actually killed one of them. That's pretty big. Were these Alfira? No, okay. Oh, big hit, big hit. I really wish Jahira hadn't dropped ice right where she did, to be honest. But we're gonna make it work.
Breathe deep and move.
I am immune to being prone. Shoot, I didn't even use my sorcery points up. Kinda hate that. Or do I still have a quicken spell sitting out there? I do, I guess. So I can go and do this. So we killed that one down there, it looks like. So that leaves this one. And that's it. It's unfortunately like way outside. It might actually be faster to come out this way. So we got the extra heal on Isabel. Sheriff's coming around. Can't get to it. Who's this? That is a bit of a bummer. I can still get her up close. Yeah, there you go. Good job, Roland. Put that mage armor on. Nobody can get you. Starion's kind of in a unique spot, because he...
Time to move.
Oh, shoot. Should've gone the opposite way. Well... Guess I could've climbed up on the roof.
Put him up. I've got it.
She's gonna actually lose her rage from this. You can see her momentum went away, her rage went away. It's fine.
These boots have seen everything.
I literally can't even get outside because there's too many people in the way. Well, Shadowheart's about to handle some business on this guy. So everyone lived, I'm pretty sure. I don't think we even lost any Harpers. Couple close calls. Alfira took a lot of damage. Isabel took a lot of damage.
Breathe deep and move.
Well, we definitely saved everyone. We need to get back upstairs.
There better be a soft bedroll in my near future.
We are going to rest after this before we head out. I think we'll stop and buy the Wanty armor too before we head out. But let's have our conversation
Isabel,
about it all.
are you all right? I'm fine. Marcus has been with us since the start. They've been tracking us this whole time. And that was no random attack. You were the target, Isabel. They know how important you are. But they don't know about you. Ketheric will strike again.
All the stuff we destroyed
We
is
need
by
you
just
to
falling down.
strike first. Discover the source of his invulnerability. Make him mortal so we can make him bleed. Good luck.
We're in more danger than I knew. If something happens to me, everyone in this inn is dead. Like that. Why does a man like him do anything? Power, spite, some kind of twisted personal morality. I can understand why he'd want me dead. Without me keeping the curse at bay, everyone in this inn, everyone intent on killing him, is dead too. As for why he'd want to take me alive, I don't know. And I don't want to find out. Now that we have you, I hope I won't have to. No mercy. For Ketheric will have none on you. End this.
Yeah, she also knows. I'm gonna let the story reveal it, but she 100% knows why Ketheric wanted to kill her. Alright, so we did get a little ring that has invisibility and blur on it, which isn't bad. I don't think we're going to worry about equipping it just yet. Maybe over that one. Because we don't have that. It's already got invisibility on a ring though. Yeah, we're probably not going to equip it just yet. I mean, he had a great club plus one, which isn't much to write home about. Okay, so we are going to stop quick. We're going to go and buy that Wanty armor for our boy. We're going to deal with the kids too, who are going to try and go after Maul, shut that down. And then we'll wrap up and save. We're right at about an hour and a half, which is about what we normally go with. And I'll
Mole
play
would do
through the
same
rest.
For any of us. You know it. But how do we get into Moonrise? We can't fight those shadow things.
We could. I beat up those harpies, and they're way scarier than shadows.
You know what Mole would hate more than anything? Bad things happening to us. You've seen what's out there. We wouldn't stand a chance. But it's our job to bring Mole back.
Look at him. He's a proper adventurer. And if we got hurt, Mole would be really mad at us.
Fine. But you gotta understand, Mole is family. Bring her back, please.
And we will try to bring her back. That's the last thing. We're gonna just dip in here.
I sold a pair of boots to that traitor. Can't believe it.
Everybody's very upset about what's his face. In fact, we're gonna actually sell that great club. Who has it? And the armor. And then we're gonna come over and we're gonna buy the mighty cloth, Wanty's camo. Okay.
Take care now.
Because now when we come over to Astarion and we equip this, you're gonna see huge bump up in his AC. Absolutely massive. Swap for essentially the +1 to stealth. Well worth it. Anyway, advantage on Constitution. This one has +1 to initiative, so you know, going even earlier. I think that's a well worth it for Astarion. Alright, so that's pretty much where we're at there. The group we're heading out with is going to be right here on the bridge. We're going to do that in a minute on the next recording. Thank you all. Everybody have a great one. I'm going to rest with the characters between, just because we know what's happening with that, and we'll use this when we pick up.